everyone, and welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today's video is a little controversial because I'm talking about old people. Let me please explain myself by saying that I'm not exactly saying older, guys and gals are not going to like this car. What I am saying is that I believe GM has built this car not to really satisfy the typical Corvette owner, which is age 50 plus and up. And I've got some reasons here, and we'll get it, into those shortly. But before we do, I wanted to talk about Corvettes at Carlisle that's happening August 22nd through the 25th. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos before, but I want to mention it pretty often. It is happening in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, August 22nd through the 25th. Myself, Clarence from C8 Speed 252, Justin from Horsepower Obsessed, JT from Cars Guys, and also D from DZR1 Messiah will all be sharing a tent together, selling merchandise. And mainly why we're putting up a tent like that is just so that our followers can come by, our great community can come by and introduce themselves and get to know us. And we'd love to meet all you guys, shake your guys' hands. And if you want some merchandise, get that in your hands also. So please don't forget, August 22nd through the 25th, Corvettes at Carlisle in Pennsylvania. We will see you then. Also, I did this a long time ago, but I haven't tried to do it in a little while. But I'd love for all of you to send me pictures of your rides. Whether they are Corvettes or not, it doesn't really matter to me. I just love to showcase them at the end of my videos. And as Chuck would say, let's check out those beautiful rides. So make sure, if you want to do it, to send it to my email address, which is brinkofspeed@gmail.com, and I will certainly start showcasing them at the end of each of my videos. Because that's how the community grows, that's how we get to know each other, and that way you guys get to get involved with my videos, and it's not just me talking or showing you things. You actually get to show your car off also. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the video. Now, my number one reason why I think that GM is basically building this C8 for a different kind of car guy is there's no manual transmission in this car. And you're gonna hear a lot of typical Corvette guys or typical American-made muscle car guys say it doesn't have a manual transmission, then I don't want it. Well, there's going to be a lot more younger guys that say I actually don't want it to have a manual transmission, so I'm happy about that. Just for example, I was at the Chevy dealership when I picked my car up, and the young man that came to make sure that I was ready for him to bring my car up, first thing he asked me was, is your car a manual or automatic? When I told him it was an automatic, he goes, okay, good, then I can bring it up. This guy was probably 20, 21 years old, so he was a young guy, and you could tell he didn't know how to drive a stick shift. So that right there tells me that GM, not only are they going for more performance with the dual clutch, but they also know that this is going to cater to the younger generation. Now, the younger generation also goes for the supercar mid-engine look, and GM is well aware of that. And when I say they go for it, that's what really fits their type of supercar, is when it's a mid-engine look, a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a McLaren, the brand new Aston Martin that's coming out is mid-engined. And all of these cars obviously are very expensive cars, but they're still catered to, a young man's thinking, a young female's thinking, whoever's going after the car. It's always typically a young person who's in love with that type of car. But here's the thing, the C8 is going to be affordable. So that young person can go from dreaming about a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, and all of a sudden seeing the C8 looking very similar, if not better in some ways, and going, hey, I can probably afford one of these sooner than I thought. And I think GM is definitely counting on that. Also, the baby boomers aren't going to like hearing this, but let's face it, they don't like change, and especially not big change. This is why GM definitely isn't building the C8 for the older guys. Now, I can attest to this. I used to sell insurance to senior citizens, anywhere from 50 years old and up, actually, is what I sold insurance to. And 99% of the time, these people did not like change. I could be saving them X amount of money by switching them to, a policy that was better than their policy, and it also saved them money, but they didn't like change. So this is definitely true with the Corvette also. These guys didn't even like it when they came out with the C7 because it didn't have round taillights anymore. So that's what I'm basically talking about, that baby boomers do not like change. Now, GM isn't concerning themselves with whether or not longtime Corvette fans are going to love this dramatic change. Their main concern is taking the Corvette to the next level and producing something that most supercar / exotic car fans will love. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are catering, again, to the people that go after the supercar / exotic car type of look, because that's exactly what this C8 is going to look like. I mean, the base model is going to look, in my opinion, like a supercar. And then once you get to the Z06, ZR1, and Zora, I feel like it's definitely going to look very exotic, and it will be exotic because there won't be very many made. So that was my number 4. Number 5, the inside of this car is looking way more advanced and properly built to suit a younger generation. Now, let's talk about that. When I speak about way more advanced, I'm talking about technology. And if all you have to do is look at schools nowadays, and they all have iPads instead of workbooks, like in my day we had. So with that in mind, all of the car manufacturers are starting to put basically iPads on the dash of most cars. And yes, the older generations can get used to it and learn how to work it, but we already know that this C8 is going to have a state-of-the-art electrical system in it, and that's just going to be part of it. And so this new C8 is definitely catered to the younger generation, even on the inside. And then let's go to the outside. That's my last and number 6 reason. The brand new colors that are coming out are totally pointed at a younger generation. So, all of the Corvette colors before were all just kind of basic, moderate colors, with the exception of a few, like the new orange. Laguna blue was kind of out there compared to the normal blues that you saw on Corvettes. But now we've got this all brand new bright blue, purple, and a gold. And to me, that right there says we want a younger crowd to want this car badly, and to take their eyes off of Ferrari, take their eyes off of Lamborghini, Porsche, McLaren, and Aston Martin, now that they're going to start producing the mid-engine cars. So that right there, in my opinion, is why the C8 mid-engine Corvette was not, or is not, being built for an older generation. It is definitely being built for a new, younger generation. So it's just my opinion that GM is trying to go after a totally different type of car person with this new C8. So if you like this video, make sure and give it a big thumbs up. Please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think, whether you agree with what I'm saying or disagree. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have not joined this great Brink of Speed community, make sure and smash that red subscribe and bell notification so that you're notified when my new content comes out. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you out on the road.